Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're going to be doing a debt update and how we are progressing on paying off our debt. So if you'd like to stay tuned, please do. If this is your first time watching, hi, my name is Emmy. I am a married person with 2 children, and this channel is all about my family of 4. And I like to create budgeting content where we discuss our debt, how we plan to get out of that debt, and different savings goals and budget related content like that. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please feel free to like this video and subscribe so you can follow along with us on our budgeting journey. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, welcome back. Please leave me a comment so I know you stopped by. All right, you guys, so let's get into our debt update. The very first video I posted on my channel was this debt repayment plan and how I planned on debt snowballing our way out of over $200,000 worth of debt. It happens to be one of my most watched videos on my channel, so if you'd like to watch that, I'll leave it linked somewhere up here. But today is all about the update and seeing where we are about 6 months later. That video was posted in about March. And it is now the end of August, almost beginning of September. So these numbers I just checked today. So we are about 6 months into this budgeting journey. So let's see where we are. First, I put in a thin strip of washi because I did want to separate the starting balances and where we are now. So I'm going to go ahead and write, this has been updated. First of all, if you guys have been following me on this budgeting journey, you may know that I did add to our debt. I know it seems a little silly when you're on a debt-free journey, but I did make a recent purchase where I wanted to get some braces. And my braces, it's something that I've been wanting for a long time, but I've just never been able to afford. My parents couldn't afford them when I was younger, and now that I am 31 years old, I have a pretty decent paying job, and so does my husband. We decided to just take the plunge and get some braces. So the braces payment is due the 1st of every month. And when I started with the braces, it was about $5,000. I have the exact number. The total cost was $5,745. But even though I just got those braces this month, also you may have seen in a previous video, I had Smile Direct Club aligners and those aligners did not work. So they did issue me a full refund. And with that refund, I put a good chunk towards my braces this month. So even though we started out with a huge balance, our balance right now is $4,150. Every month, the minimum payment is $219. And there is a 0% interest to make those payments. It's just a service that the orthodontic office provides if we want to pay monthly, but we can make payments whenever we want. And so I just made a huge chunk payment when I received my Smile Direct Club refund. And I have paid for the initial deposit plus up until the end of the year's payments. So I won't technically have to make this minimum payment until January of next year. But because this is now my #1 debt priority, I do plan on making payments to lower this balance as quickly as possible. So with this new added debt, everything else has basically shifted down a priority. So what was once our #1 is now the #2, which is my Capital One credit card. And that one is due the 8th of every month. So we started out with a pretty hefty balance. So we made good progress on this card. I have a balance today of $2,082.85. Our minimum payment is now only $69 a month. And the interest on this card is pretty substantial, 24.9%. Our #3 priority is the Wells Fargo credit card that we have. That is also due the 1st of every month. And our balance on that credit card is $9,751.56. The minimum payment on that card is $290 a month. That fluctuates and changes just like my Capital One credit card does. And that credit card has a 22% interest rate. We got to get rid of these credit cards, man. Our fourth priority is now my husband's car, and that is paid the 14th of every month. We have a remaining balance of $13,240.68. He has a monthly payment of $352.13 every month, and the interest rate on his car is 5%. Some people have asked me where my car payment is. My car has been paid in full. It's actually a very old car. And so if you've been following me on my debt journey, I'm actually saving up money for a down payment so I can actually get an upgrade. But right now we've got to get rid of some of this debt before we add to it with a new car payment. So I'm still saving because I hope to get a car in the near future, but let's get rid of some of this first, right? Number 5 priority are the student loans. These don't have a debt payment date because right now we still are not required to pay our student loans. We can pay them if we want to because there is a 0% interest going on right now, but we're focusing on other debts, so we're not making those payments at this time. That goes for my student loans and for my husband. Those amounts haven't changed in the past 6 months. Number 7 priority is our house payment. That is due the 1st of every month. And we still owe $96,842.85. Our monthly payment has gone up due to an increase in taxes, and we have insurance and taxes escrowed into our monthly payment. And the interest rate is 3.75%. I have thought about refinancing, but we do plan on moving in the near future, so there's no point in refinancing, getting all the equity out of our home, and then just turning around and selling our home. But when we do sell our home, we're actually going to get a lot of equity out of it, so I'm actually not too worried about this balance. Which leads me to the final priority, which is a personal loan that my mother-in-law gave us to fix our foundation for our home. Our house was sinking. It was really, really sad. And she gave us a personal loan so we could fix it. In total, it was about $14,000 and we just didn't have the full amount. So she gave us $10,000 and some change. It was like $10,100 something. And I just figured it would be nice to give her the full $11,000. Because she is my mother-in-law and she is in a good place financially, she does not want any payments on this yet. We've made an agreement that whenever we sell our house and get all of our equity out of our home, that we are going to pay her then. We'll give $11,000 back to her, and then the remaining equity we can use as a down payment for our next home. So time for the totals. When I began my budgeting journey on this YouTube channel, we had $241,092.87 in debt. This is not including just consumer debt. It's including, you know, student loans, our home, things like that. And now 6 months later, our total is $240,449.73. Now I know that doesn't seem like a lot. It's like maybe $500 less, but considering that I did add a new debt of my braces, there were a couple of months where all we could do was make the minimum payments and not throw anything extra. I'm actually really proud of this number because it's much better than having this number go up, especially when you add a new debt. Our monthly debt payments every month have increased. We are paying a minimum of $1,648.73 every month. And this has gone up from the beginning balance, where we had a minimum payment of $1,435.67. That is because of an increase in adding my braces. Even though the Capital One minimum payment went down, the Wells Fargo minimum payment went up and our house payment went up. So all of these factors combined contributed to an increased minimum debt payment amount. But here's the part I wanted to get to. I went ahead and calculated how much is left on each of these balances compared to what they started out with, and I figured out how much we have paid in this 6-month period. So with braces, starting out with the $5,000, I don't even remember what I said, $5,745, and we now have $4,150. That means we've already paid 27.8% of this balance, and that makes me happy. This number seems pretty high, but the fact that we tackled a good quarter of the cost already, that's really, really good. And just in a month is when I added this debt. Capital One is a great percentage. We paid 40.5% off in the 6 months that we've had. A lot of this was because we got a tax refund at the beginning of the year, around April-ish, maybe May. And a good chunk of that went towards that Capital One credit card balance because at the time it was our #1 priority. So we have paid almost half of what was on that card, and that makes me really excited. Wells Fargo, we haven't paid as much. We've only been paying the minimum payments, and let's be real, a lot of those minimum payments go towards interest rates and not towards the actual principal. So we have only paid 5.6% of our Wells Fargo credit card off. My husband's car is looking a little bit better. We paid 11.7% off on his car in just these 6 months. Since we haven't made any payments towards student loans, I'm going to go ahead and write 0 because we haven't paid anything towards those. We have paid 1.1% off of our house, which is great because every month all we do is pay our minimum monthly payment, which includes taxes, it includes insurance, it includes the interest rate and our principal. So if we paid 1.1% off in just 6 months, hey, that's better than nothing. I'll take it. And of course, we have not paid anything off towards my mother-in-law, so that is going to be 0. Overall, I like where our progress is going. Sure, I really wish this number was significantly smaller than it is, but the fact that we are making progress, even though it's little baby steps, I am happy that it's still progress. There have been a couple of budgeting YouTube channels that have mentioned it's okay sometimes if you make the minimum payment. It's okay to not throw everything you have towards debt because you gotta live your life, am I right? So I feel like there were a couple of times where all we did was make the minimum payment that month, and if that's how we lived our life and we still managed to make a dent in our debt, even adding a brand new debt to it, we still made a dent. I am totally happy with that. We're on the right track. We still need to take bigger steps than these little baby steps, but we can do it. I believe in us. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate all of your love and your support, all of your comments and your likes, and every new subscriber. You guys are just amazing and so supportive. I appreciate you all. I wish you luck on all of your debt journeys, your budgeting journeys, and enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.